Good morning, one and all. I thank each one of you for being here with us today. I appreciate the presence of all the students from across the nation. I am Professor Prasoon Gehlot, your event host and moderator for today's session. As you are all aware about this session, so without wasting time, let me introduce today's speaker, Mr. Syed Jafri. Mr. Syed Jafri is analyst with Northern Trust Corporation. He is certified with Association of International Wealth Management. He is Corporate Finance Institute Certified Professional on Corporate Finance and Derivatives. He is an endorsed professional in investment banking operations and also certified mutual fund distributor. Mr. Syed is a young professional with an exhaustive knowledge on investment banking, and he is a renowned co-trainer known with his well-organized sessions by leveraging skills of investment banking, which in turn brought him astounding followers at IBF. Mr. Syed handles public relations for IBF and connects to industry leaders. Now I request Mr. Syed Jafri to enlighten us with his words today. Sir, please.
Thank you so much for such a sweet introduction. And I really appreciate all of the students' time and the management for inviting me today, being here. I know it is a virtual world and it has made us easy to connect with different industry professionals, different future leaders, different scholars. So what I enjoy doing out of these, that connecting with different professionals. Because when I started my career, we were not having any such areas where professionals are coming and sharing their insights. So we as a team of investment bankers forum, we came up with an idea. Why don't we do it? Why should we wait for others? So it's been a year we are continuously doing these awareness webinars with different institutions. We do conduct knowledge sharing sessions on the weekend where we try to invite industry speakers who are well versed in financial products or services to share their insight. And we are available at LinkedIn and Telegram, and we are growing rapidly. It's a platform where we are trying to help each other, and it's non-for-profit. So we are not charging anything from anyone for any of certain activity. While talking about myself, I have a limited 5 years industry experience, which consists of 3.5 years in the financial services industry. I do not prefer calling that as investment banking industry, because investment banking is a one certain domain. We have fund administrators, we have custodian, we have exchange, we have like n number of participants in that. And whichever participant we are working, we are trying to build a better tomorrow. We are trying to boom the economy of the country, because these institutions are responsible for the inflow and outflow of the money. That's what I believe. And I had been with Northern Trust for 2.5 years. Currently, I'm working with another organization that is known as the #1 global custodian and #1 global fund administrator. Whatever I am speaking today, I do not represent my organization. There is no information which is in relation with my organization. So that is a disclaimer I give wherever I go. It is on the core and sole purpose of knowledge sharing. And I do not really getting into any of conflict of interest. All right. So before we go and start with our day, I would be happy if students can share what are their expectations from today's webinar. Because I can keep doing on speaking like for 2 hours, and it will not make any impact. Anyone on chat, they can share with you, and you can share it with us. So what is your expectation out of this conversation, and how many of you tried to do a search about me at LinkedIn? How many of you knows who I am, what kind of domain I work, what kind of training I do provide? Is it only sir has introduced me and you got to know me? Because I believe the flyer or the information has been shared with you all. Yes, no, maybe. Or is it like I'm coming as a guest today and you got the information in between your regular webinars or regular session? There is a guest today. Let's go and have a conversation with him. I still do not see any response in the chat which pertains to my questions. I can see good morning, yes sir. Okay, that's what I'm looking. Even I have the chat box open with me. So I'm just waiting for them to share what are their expectations.
One student has responded, sir. She has asked
how to start career in financial as a fresher. Okay, I'll cover that. Others, one name I think I will not miss, that is Diksha. Okay, that is an impact you make. Whenever any speaker comes, try to communicate irrespective of mode you are. Try to engage into a conversation. That will help you in your networking. And it is the one of the core key skill in our industry, along with other skills. So other students from post-graduation or graduation, I'm really sorry I'm asking this question, but that is important for me. So which program students I'm addressing to?
They are post-graduation students, sir.
Okay, from finance domain or it is mixed?
Not yet decided, but PGDM, postgraduate diploma in management, sir.
So all of them are into the management. They know what they are doing.
Yes.
They would have invested certain amount of time and certain amount of money.
Yes.
So I believe they would be serious about what they are doing. Because we have like a number of institutions in India about management, and how many of them are getting placed, that is a different story. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So before like we finish our college, what are the most important aspects we need to know about along with our normal daily subjects? And I would like to hear this from students. And they can type in chat. What do you understand by like how do we start our career? Is resume important? Is LinkedIn important? Like I have mentioned a few points. Are these all important? It's just like I wanted to cover the slide. I want to know from you all rather than me communicating. It's okay, no one will judge you. You can type whatever you know. Even I was a student at a certain time. Even I was shy, even I was afraid. It's okay. Okay, all right. So I think they are not in position to even type on chat box. So let's try to understand what is the importance of resume. So sir, can we have a conversation?
Yes, sir.
Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what do you think, why resume is important?
Sir, resume tells about the candidate, what he has done in the past and what is his aspiration, where does he want to go. These all things are being communicated by resume only. It's like a replica of ourselves in a form of pages written on the page. One of the student has also
Absolutely
responded, sir, it is important to show your overall personality, in which domain you are.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. All right. So being a financial services industry professional, what I would recommend us to do, because when I was in college, even I was not aware of these all attributes, which are important. And that is the reason I have highlighted them and I am focusing them. And we need to be aware what is happening in the industry. We need to be aware in which location we are trying to get job. Because the end result after your completion of your master's program is job. But that is not the end result from my point of view. That is just a beginning of a life where your teachers will not come back and tell you again and again to submit your project, to read. You will not have many chances to go and redo it. You'll be having like limited chances, and you are supposed to deliver what is expected out of you. And there will be a huge competition in the market. It's not only with freshers, professionals who are laid off, they're also open to join as freshers. And professionals who are coming back from the career break, they're also trying to join as a fresher for the reputed institution. Whenever I speak to any of the industry professionals or our future leaders, I try to share with them that do not focus on the institutions which are not in Fortune 500. It's okay to be placed with any of the banking institutions, but our focus should be with the Fortune 500. The kind of work culture we get there, the kind of compensation they pay, the kind of environment for the learning we have. That is really important to start our career. And one more suggestion I always give to professionals, that do not focus on the profiles. Do not be location specific. Be open. If you're able to get into any of the Fortune 500 organizations, you're lucky enough. Spend 2-3 years. Try to know your areas of interest. You will be in that position to decide rather than initially deciding by the high of the market. I want to get into investment banking itself. But what do we know about investment banking? Are we clear with the basic concepts? That would be another question. I don't want to get into investment banking today. Maybe we can have another webinar on the investment banking itself. That will be all different discussion. I don't want to like divert myself. But resume displays who we are in 1 or 2 pages. So what is most important in resume building? Whenever we are writing our resume, we need to be crisp and clear. We need to understand that this page of paper or this piece of paper will go to a hiring manager or a recruiter, and they will spend only 10 seconds either to select or reject. So if you really want to get selected, your resume should be catchy. When I say catchy, I do not mean that it should be having like fancy formatting and those all images. No. When I say catchy, it should be having certain words which are aligning with the job description. It should be ATS compliant. It should be as per the market standard. For example, being as a fresher, 1 page resume is enough. But if you're having 4 pages resume, that doesn't make any sense. That will make certain stories. So that is a focus on resume building. There can be a different session altogether on the resume building itself. We have conducted sessions on resume building. What are the key attributes we need to focus when we are writing a resume? Because that is the first impression we are sending it to someone. Few areas I'll be touching on the resume building are: always keep same and single font or two fonts whenever we are writing. Do not make any grammatical error. Do not use word I. Always use we rather than I. And there are certain formats which you can easily access on the Google, and try to get it reviewed from the management whenever you are creating any resume, because that will help you to get shortlisted. After getting shortlisted, it is not done. You need to go through certain different procedures to be placed. And again, I'm telling, placement is not the end solution. It is just a beginning of new life, from where you're getting out of your comfort zone and coming to a world where everyone is competitive. So I'll take a minute's pause here. If anyone is having any question on resume building, they can share. Any question from management? Any question from students? Yes, no, maybe. Sir, as a fresher, is it important to have many certification scores to build up the resume? The answer is no. There is no certification required if we are in position to explain, express, and share our insight. And also, certifications do help us, but don't jumble it up. Like I was having a webinar with one of the college in Pune itself. So there I got to know that institution is providing 16 certifications. So what is the point of having 16 certifications on resume? It's okay, we can learn. I don't know like how many certifications I have, and I haven't put all certifications at LinkedIn also. Be sure it is relevant. For example, if I'm applying for the derivatives analyst and I'm sharing my certification about my interest in sports, that is not adding any value. Diksha, I'll ask you a quick question. You would have spent certain amount of time and money on your post-graduation degree. Am I correct? And that is recognized by UGC, and that would be recognized by other institutions also. So if we are thinking that is not enough to get us shortlisted, then we need to reconsider why we are doing this degree. Okay, so while talking about LinkedIn, the first and most important thing which comes into my mind is a name. Like I have clearly mentioned my name here, but when I have created this profile a long way 2 years back, everything was in small letters, and that was not making much impact on the connections I was sending as a request, and I was trying to connect with different professionals. So what is the most important thing here? Name. Name should be in right formation. Then our background picture. Most of the LinkedIn professionals will not have that background picture. So here you can see a background picture which has like different words in that. So I'm a learner. I believe in learning from every event, every conversation, from everyone. So these are the attributes which defines about you. So something like that you can do. It is important for us to communicate even without a formal or informal communication. If someone will see my profile and they will see, okay, this person is good in speaking. This person is good in sharing his insight with other industry professionals. And if they're looking someone like me, they can approach me. And people have approached me in past. It had been with me during my webinars when I was conducting webinars at Investment Bankers Forum. Even the hiring managers, they have approached me. Like if you're looking for the change, we are happy to refer you to our organizations. But it was not from the day one. It took time, it took efforts. So what are the efforts? We need to keep learning and we need to be updated in the market. Even after logging out 4 a.m. in the morning, yesterday night, I'm here spending my time with you all. So there is the intention to do these all activities. We should be having a clear vision, clear mission. The purpose and passion defines us where we are heading. So can you down please? All right. Another important area is your featured. Whenever you're achieving something or you're writing something which is making impact for others, or you're doing a certification, you can have that in the featured section. I try to write and share my insight with the different industry professionals who are inclined towards financial services. I have kept funds into different areas as Sir has mentioned. So I have kept my certifications. But like why this certification is there? It's not just I have posted a certification like a whenever we post photos on Instagram, we give a fancy bio, something which can catch attention of other professionals, other people who are available on that platform. Why don't we do it at LinkedIn? But be sure that on LinkedIn, whatever we are posting is visible to the world, and this is a professional networking platform. So we need to be mindful before we use them. There is nothing right or wrong. I see from my end it is a 6 and you can see from your end it can be 9. We are always correct from our point of view. But when we are open to learn, things will be more easier. Can anyone read it for me? Or you can read it for me, sir? Because it is not as visible as it should be from my end.
Okay. A highly detailed oriented, self-motivated finance professional with 4+ years of experience in financial servicing industry, consisting custody and retail banking exposure. Experienced alternative investment learner with broad range of skills for trade execution, custody reporting, operation efficiency, training and client servicing, bringing expertise in trade execution team and alternative investment, understanding the cycle from fund house statements to custody reporting, having subject knowledge of cash equities, fixed income securities, money market, derivatives, TLC, asset management, alternative investment makes me to understand process in bigger spectrum. Learning is my purpose and I do share it in different ways with industry professionals such as weekend webinars at Investment Bankers Forum, college awareness webinars, individual guidance, etc.
Thank you so much for reading it. So I believe whoever is listening to this or whoever will be reading this, they will get a clear understanding what kind of person I am. So did you get an understanding, sir, after reading this?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we need to draft about, because this is a platform where we need to showcase ourselves, why we are available here, what is the purpose, what are we looking. That is more important. And if we are able to do this in a way, and if we are able to organize this, believe me, job search is not as difficult as we think. There are ample of jobs in the market. There were jobs, there will be jobs. But the competition will be more and more every year. And the challenges will be more every year. We need to be advanced in our skills. That is more important. Can we go to the experience section, sir? Go
He
ahead,
is a
please.
senior associate at State Street, working as full time in Bangalore, urban Karnataka, India. Working for net asset valuation team is absolutely a learning for me, as being part of hedge fund NAV team will surely add value to our insight about financial services products traded at both exchange and OTC.
So here I'm giving a clear understanding what are my roles in my current profile. The clarity is absolutely important whatever we do. And if we have clarity, we can do wonders. That's what I have seen in past 1 year.
So it's a recommendation from Solomon Rajadurai. He is manager at State Street Funding Accounting, Hedge Funds and Mutual Funds. Everyone has ups and downs in their life. What really inspired me in Syed was the way he came out of his struggles and his attitude to help unconditionally after his success. He never forgets the path he traveled to reach here and never miss to uplift the people to reach heights during his travel. Syed is professional, inspiring, intelligent, reliable, dependable, helpful, ready to give a hand, knowledgeable, people's person. The best thing I liked about this good man was the ability to inspire others and loyalty earned with his connects. He is extremely supportive and is very helpful in Investment Bankers Forum. He is excellent people trainer who conducts weekly training through Investment Bankers Forum with all his knowledge and efforts to mold younger generation to inspiring investment bankers. He is a great professional, a creative visionary who has a big idea and most importantly can motivate people around them to turn those ideas into reality. He is an inspiration to work with and is an institution himself. Two phrases to describe him are knowledge powerhouse and highly inspiring. I really proud to have him as a friend, part of Investment Bankers Forum, to sail with his vision, and he always motivates me to run this forum in a directive way. I wish him all the best for his future endeavors and keep lifting others in your own way. Miles to go and empires to conquer.
Thank you so much. The intention is not to make myself as a person who is really good in front of you. The intention for these all conversations, these all readings are with whomever we are, we make an impact. Either the impact will be positive or it will be negative. For example, being as a student, if I am really good in a subject, if my teacher is happy with me and when I seek their recommendation, they can go ahead and write something about me at LinkedIn. Try to get recommendations from your teachers, but try to get a genuine recommendation. Do not go and push them like, sir, please write, ma'am, please write. That will not help you. There can be a number of recommendations, but if they are not carrying any weightage, that will not add value. So that's a small overview of LinkedIn profile, how it should look. My profile is not that great, but still I consider like it can be presented, and professionals have appreciated. Okay. Meanwhile, like when others are typing, I'll answer Rakesh's question. Career gap is not a crime, Rakesh,
Sir, there are two
unless
questions.
we can justify it. Okay. I'll take them. Let me answer Rakesh's question. So career gap is not a crime until unless we can justify it. If we can justify it, it's okay to have a career gap. I was having a career gap of almost 6 to 7 months when I left HDFC Bank and rejoined Northern Trust in the mid of 2020. So it's okay. We all just need to justify. And if you're having a career gap, try to enhance any of your skills. For example, being as a management student, we can focus on learning advanced Excel, learning financial modeling, rather than doing those fancy courses. Because this will help in your core operations. This will help you in day-to-day job. Excel is everything in our industry. Irrespective of upgradation we do, without Excel we cannot survive. Okay, Harshit is asking how can we ask professionals for recommendation? You can ask professionals for recommendation if you know them, if you have worked with them, if they know you. If you go randomly and ask anyone for the recommendation, they won't be the right person to recommend you. Sir, can I ask something from your LinkedIn profile? Yes, Diksha, please go ahead. Anchal is like how to make a profile attractive and interesting. That is a genuine question. So again, what you can do, you can at least make your LinkedIn profile first. Then you can use my profile as an example. And once you have done that, and you can update things, not necessarily my profile, even in your connection, you would be having someone who would be having really good profile. You can use their profiles as example. And if you still have questions, you can reach out to me at LinkedIn. I would be happy to assist. What is this NISM certification all about? So if you want to be a certified trader for the mutual fund, you need to pass this exam. So when I was working with HDFC Bank, I was a portfolio manager with them. There I have passed this exam and I'm a certified mutual fund distributor. It is more in relation with the mutual funds for the Indian market. I'm just giving an overview. I won't be covering anything in depth today because we have limited time and I want last 20 minutes for the students to ask questions. Sir, you will be the right person to tell because you would be moderating other speakers also. Am I going too fast or too slow?
Okay, sir.
So another area which we need to focus is soft skills. Amazing. So soft skills, I have like really good knowledge in cash equities, fixed income, derivatives, everything, but I'm unable to present it. Will it be considered? I don't think so in corporate world. We can sit and pass exams. We can do a number of things with that, but not what we are really passionate about. If we know something, we need to represent it to others. We need to pass that message. And how that is possible? Our soft skills. We need to communicate. I'll tell you about myself. My educational background till 6th standard, I used to go to school, write my name, sign on the question paper, and I used to get passed. And I'm not ashamed of that because the location where I belong to, we do not have any private sector schools or any education institutions. We have just government schools where learning is not as advanced as it is in the metros, other locations where we are right now. And after 6th, I was sent to a boarding school. Initial 2 years, I struggled with English. I'm not talking about speaking English, I'm talking about writing. I struggled with writing. And I used to write 5 to 6 pages every day for each question I was getting. So I can mug it up and I can write it on the question paper and answer sheet. That's how I improved. So if you are thinking that your English is not good, I won't accept that excuse. Because I myself, I was not from the English background. And when I graduated, I initially went to almost 30 to 40 organizations for the interview. None of them selected me because of my English, because of my communication. And from the time I started my career till today, I'm glad that I can communicate in front of 1,000 students. I can communicate in front of industry leaders, which I'm already doing. And we need to be precise what we are communicating. We need to ensure others are listening. There can be two possible ways to conduct this webinar here. One is I can keep on speaking, I can spend my 1.5 hours, I can go back and I can take rest. Another is I need to know either you are understanding it or no. If I am following second approach, it will justify my time and your time. If you're understanding, this will make sense. If you're not understanding, if you have kept your webinar on and you're engaged in some other activities, then there's no point. Because that's how we do it. I'm not telling it to you, even I used to do it in the same way. I do not used to attend my classes in the college. I'm not a person who is having like fancy percentage, not from a fancy college. But things can be done if we are following the right approach. Another topic is subject knowledge. As you all are lucky enough that you are part of one of the premier institutes, and they're really good administrators, they're really good teachers. Most of them are doctors. That's what I believe. They're having doctorate. And when you're having someone who is having doctorate, We need to respect their efforts. We need to get maximum out of them. Try to learn as much as possible. Try to understand the practical scenario of those financial products. Then you would be in a position to compete in this world. Next topic is our overview of financial services industry. Our industry is consisting different participants. Do we know all those participants? If yes, we are good. If no, we are in trouble. I'll take a pause here and I'll try to understand from students. What do you understand from the overview of financial services industry?
Students, please type your responses in the chat box. So we have one response. It is different sectors of finance industry.
It is just a modification of my words. All right, at least she tried to respond. That's good. I appreciate that. So when I talk about overview of financial services industry, I have given in the next line itself, I have given the participants. That's what we need to know. We need to know why we are working for this particular industry. Okay, another quick question. What are the different types of banking available in India? We are management students. We should know these basic concepts. A follow-up question. Which is your favorite company in which you want to get placed? I want to see response from everyone on this. Okay. My question is, what are the different types of banking services available in India? And another question, which is your favorite organization? Where do you prefer to work after completion of your program? You're spending 2 years, you're spending some amount of money. Have you calculated your return on investment? If no, then you're on different world. You need to rethink, you need to reconsider. Okay, we have cooperative banking, we have regional bank. So I'll consider these all in retail banking before anyone else type anything else. These all are retail banks. What are the different types of banks we have? We have foreign banks. Okay. So can we categorize in a manner like we have retail banks, we have wholesale banks? These are two different aspects. Ankit, working in banks will be too generic. You can go and give an interview in Axis Bank or HDFC Bank or Yes Bank, any of the bank, and you can get a job in that. For that, you don't need post-graduation. That's what I did. Private and public. Okay. So my understanding here to ask this question is, do we really know what we are targeting? Banking, private, public, foreign banks, finance banks. Okay. So are you aware what are the world top 20 banks? Anyone tried to search? I can see more names on chat. That's good. It means like people are listening. How many of you know about JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, Northern Trust, State Street, Citco, Apex, SunGard, BlackRock, Blackstone, UBS? Anyone heard these names before? I think most of us. Okay, want to work with Deloitte. Okay, Diksha. So when we talk about Deloitte, that will be considered into Big Four, and I'm not an expert from that side. My segment is different. But absolutely, if you want to work with Deloitte, you need to rethink and reconsider on the areas where we are targeting. You need to connect with industry professionals who are working in Deloitte. You need to try to understand their work culture. You need to try to understand what are the parameters for the interview. Then you will be in position to crack interview. Not in the first time, it will take time, but still you can. All right, so let's, meanwhile others are typing, let's try to understand what are the different financial participants. Another question, which is the most important participant in the chain of these financial institutions? Is it bank? Is it regulator? Is it government? Which is the most important participant? Am I audible for everyone?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. I have a bad habit. Like if I keep speaking continuously, I try to understand if everyone is listening or not.
Okay, so one student has answered RBI and SEBI.
Okay. So Rakesh, another question on that. Without clients, what will RBI and SEBI will do? If we do not have clients, if we do not have someone who will lend money, if we do not have someone who will borrow money, what will RBI and SEBI do? They will sit and make rules. That's it. Okay, we have Poshita. So Poshita is telling RBI. What will RBI do? Diksha is telling you market. What will market do? You all students are here to study. Your economy market. Okay. You all students are here to study. Okay. If there is no one in the class, what will a teacher do in the class? We have infrastructure, we have teacher, we have books, we have everything. But what will they do? Sir, will you be in position to go and speak in an empty class
No, sir.
when there is no student? So that is the basic understanding.
Yes, sir.
If there is no client, there is no point of having any other participant. RBI, SEBI, market, everything, everyone is a facilitator. They all are facilitating these clients. Who are these clients? The industry where I work, these clients are high net worth institutions or high net worth individuals. These are the institutions which can make impact on the governments, on the policies, on the economy. So it is investor, it is a client for whom we all are existing, for whom we are studying, for whom we are spending so much time, efforts, money, everything. It's the client end of the day. We need to understand this concept very crisp and clear. If we are not doing client servicing, we are in trouble. So does this make sense to everyone? Or if anyone is having different views, they can please.
Okay, quick question. Are we aware about the overview of financial participants? I have mentioned clients, I have mentioned investment bank, exchange, custodian bank, fund administration, prime broker, and financial regulators. I will not deep dive into that. I want students to do their research, and I would be requesting sir to submit me what they have researched on that. Is it possible, sir? Or am I asking too much?
No, sir. It's good, sir.
Okay. So the reason I'm trying to ask these questions because these are important. We need to know what we are doing and where we are heading. If they will do research, they will be in better position to understand where they are heading. Correct?
Correct, sir.
All right. So what you need to do, you need to create a kind of chart or table where you will be giving the heading, for example, investment bank, custodian bank, fund administrators, prime brokers, exchanges, and financial regulators. And you can take global top 10 in that. Along with that, you can make a list of financial regulators for banks, for stock market, for insurance market, for mutual fund, for derivatives, for pension fund. Try to make the list of world top 20 countries which are performing around the globe. That will help in your interview. A quick question. How many of you knows about these terms? Equity, fixed income, derivatives, money market, FX, trade life cycle, corporate action, AML, KYC, settlements. Okay, let's try to see from a different point of view. So another important, let's try to understand. What do you mean by equity? Anyone from students? So equity means shares. That's what Rakesh is trying to tell. So isn't it we can call it as ownership rather than shares? I think that would be the right approach. Equity is equal to market shares. Okay. Equity means, all right. So equity is our ownership in any financial organization or in any company. For example, if I'm having one share of HDFC Bank, I'm owner of that particular bank for that the value of one share. Accordingly, it will be. I don't want to go deep dive into this area, but these all terms are important for us to understand. Why are we investing in that? Why do we have these terms? I believe that management would be covering these terms in their curriculum. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Also, you can watch CFA level 1 videos which are available on YouTube. They are free. You will get everything, whatever I have mentioned here, and it is insightful. So equity is ownership. We are liable. We will get rewards. Fixed income securities, we call them as bonds. So when we talk about fixed income securities, they will be generating a fixed interest or coupon, and they are preferred is the value of attribute to the owner of a business. Thank you, Diksha. Derivatives. Anyone can help me to understand in a simple language what is derivative? Varshit is telling future and option. These are type of contracts. I'm asking what is the day to day, or I can put it in the different ways. What can be the best example to correlate this? I'm asking what is food, and you're telling me food is rice, food is chapati, food is vegetables. That won't be the right definition. Right definition is food is something which we eat when we are hungry. And there can be different types of food. Contract between two or more parties whose value is based on agreed upon underlying financial asset or set of assets. Okay, Diksha, this is interesting. So two or more parties. Okay, let's not get into that discussion. Thank you. So we know derivative is something which is called as contract and which is deriving its value from an underlying asset. Another question would be what can be the underlying assets? Another homework for students I want all of you to submit is what is equity? What are the different types of shares available in the market? What is fixed income? Its different types. What are derivatives? And what are the different types of contracts we do have in derivatives? Money market you can ignore, FX you can ignore, trade life you can ignore, and different types of protection events. AML KYC you can ignore as of now, and settlements also. You need to create a Word document or PPT, whatever, however you prefer, about equity, fixed income, derivatives, corporate actions. Make sense? Okay. So job search etiquettes. We have like basic etiquettes to sit in the class, to attend webinar, as management has decided that students will be typing their questions and answer in the chat box. So these are basic etiquettes for this webinar. So there will be basic etiquettes for the job also. What are the job search etiquettes? First thing we need to know is the job description for which we are applying. We should at least match 60-50%. We should read job description. That would be the first and most important thing to know. And when we do know that we can match this job description, for example, if you're applying for fixed income securities and this job, and the requirement is someone who knows about different types of fixed income securities, who knows how do we calculate the value of coupon, who knows how do we get to the yield curves, who knows what is current yield, who knows what is yield to maturity, who knows what are the days count convention, who knows what are the different markets where these fixed income securities are traded. So we need to know all these concepts before we apply for the job. This is just an example. Another area where I would like to focus quickly is first 5 months in any organization. That will be toughest time of your life. Being in pandemic, when I switched from Northern Trust to State Street, even it was difficult for me also. Whenever you will join, you are getting out of your comfort zone and going to a competitive world. You need to get up as per the client or as per the market specification. We do not have anything as 9 to 6. We all work for the global banks, and these global banks may start by 7 p.m. in the night and end up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So we need to be flexible. We need to connect with our mentors. We need to keep communicating with our managers. We need to ask them what are the areas where I need to improve. Initial 6 months are very crucial for the learning.
And then when we have passed those 6 months, we know we can sustain in this organization. Then we can start savings, and then we can start investments. Because when we get money, we are happy. But when we do not have money, then we realize its value. So these are the important factors which I wanted to share with you all. I believe I would have done some justice, if not up to 50%, at least 10% justice with today's time. And I'm open for the questions from any other topic, or even apart from these topics, you can ask any question. If I know the answer, I'll respond back. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to get it from someone else, and I'll come back on that.
Thank you, sir, for such an insightful and thought-provoking session. It was really informative. Now I request students to put their questions in chat box.
I'm afraid like I might bore them.
Not at all.
I never wanted to bore them.
It was really informative, sir. The LinkedIn part and this financial derivatives, everything was so good.
We can, like, I can speak on all financial products for hours, but I don't want to get into those discussions right now. Maybe we can plan something different if that's really required. That will be a different discussion altogether. What are the wise investment we can make? As of now, we are making a wise investment is your time and money, which you have spent on your post-graduation degree. So do a justice with that. That would be the wisest investment right now. That is your task to do, Ankit. You need to search on the Google what is custodian bank. I'm not gonna tell it. That is your homework. I have worked for the custodian bank, but I won't tell you. If I tell it, you won't remember this. I will not get into portfolio management right now. Not the right time. But even in the portfolio management also, what I prefer is the best investment is on ourselves, on upgradation of our skills, on learning. Because with that we can take the wise decisions. If we are inclined to invest in securities market, for example shares, we need to do research. We need to understand how that organization is doing. We need to see their balance sheet. How will we see that? Is LinkedIn helpful for startup as an organization or startup as a job?
Maybe she is asking about organization only, sir.
I'm waiting for her reply. We need to be clear. Others, either they have understood or they have understood. Prime broker meaning, I'm not telling you, Ankit. This is your homework. And if I'm not getting my homework, and if management is thinking that they are calling me again, I won't come back. Basic rule? Clear expectations, sir?
Definitely, sir.
We need to respect each other's time.
Definitely.
I'll give you a hint. Prime broker is a facilitator. As we start something new, so LinkedIn helpful. LinkedIn is a networking platform, and you can showcase that you are having a prototype. You are developing something which is helpful for other professionals, and you can spread a news. You can share articles. You can connect with same mindset professionals on the LinkedIn, and that will be helpful. I'll take an example of Investment Bankers Forum. We as a group, we started like a year back, and right now we are having almost 14K followers at LinkedIn, and it is growing day by day. People with same mind, they're coming, they're connecting with us, and I think that is the reason we are communicating here right now. So LinkedIn is an opportunity. We need to encash it. Any other question from anyone?
Students, will take one more question. If you have, you can type in chat box. Okay. So now I request students to please fill the feedback form, which I am pasting in the chat box. Sir, that was really an informative session. With these words, we'll wind up today's session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for inviting me here and allowing me to share my little insight with the students. I would request them to connect with me at LinkedIn. Yes. And I would request you also to connect with me at LinkedIn, because this is a small world and we need to help each other to grow together. That's what we believe.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, students.